This is the story of the Beltway Sniper Attacks. The Beltway Sniper Attacks were a series of coordinated shootings that occurred in 2002 from October 2nd to October 24th. The attacks were centered around the Montgomery County, Virginia area, as well as the Washington D.C. metro area and the I-95 Beltway, or a highway that encircles an urban area. Other previous shootings occurred across several states, such as Washington, Arizona, Texas, Louisiana, Georgia, Alabama, Florida, Maryland, and Virginia, perpetrated by accomplice Lee Boyd Malvo and shooter John Allen Muhammad. Central, I need an RA unit, victim of a gunshot wound, 30-year-old male, conscious, losing blood. Alright, buddy, what's your name? Can you talk? Can you talk at all? Alright, here, just relax, roll over for me, roll over. Alright. How bad is this?
Receive gunshot wound in the abdomen, he's conscious, slow breathing.
Central, I'm gonna need you to speed up that cover. I might need medevac here. Start an air unit. Send multiple units to assist. Oh my gosh.
1 Lincoln 41 requesting aid for gunshot wound.
So the events that led up to the shootings. John Allen Muhammad was a military veteran from Washington State. He had been married twice, and his second marriage met an ugly end. His ex-wife Mildred got the 3 children, and when Muhammad threatened to kill her, she took the 3 children across the country to Washington, D.C. to escape from Muhammad. Enraged, Muhammad paired with his good friend 17-year-old Lee Boyd Malvo, and the two set out to kill John's ex-wife and take back their 3 children once the heat wore off. To accomplish this, they turned an ex-police cruiser, a blue Chevy Caprice, into a mobile sniper's hide. They drilled a hole in the trunk so that they could fire without drawing attention and disappear without raising alarm. The rifle they used was a stolen Bushmaster XM15 with a red dot optic chambered in .223, a popular military and hunting round. They then set out on one of the bloodiest killing sprees in modern history. The first attacks occurred in February of 2002 in Washington State, as the snipers began their campaign of cross-country terror, using money acquired from robbing gas stations and convenience stores along the interstate to finance their trip.
Please choose closer when with subjects. Possibly have a gun. 168th Street Southwest.
836, show me en route to the shooting code 3.
Lincoln 41.
Oh, we got another one.
5-4 en route.
Perhaps what the snipers are most famous for, however, is their Washington D.C. area attacks. The D.C. area attacks lasted 23 days, with 10 people dead and 3 critically injured. The snipers focus their attacks on parking lots and gas stations when people are most vulnerable. In most cases, a single shot was fired, and more often than not, the result is instant death. Oh no, heck no. Hey, buddy, can you hear me? Central, I need an RA unit. At my location, I have another victim of a gunshot wound.
1 requesting aid for gunshot wound.
Yeah, speed up cover. Oh man. They don't stop.
Advising of a gunshot wound to the abdomen from 21-year-old male.
They shot people of all races, sexes, and ages, making the shooting seem like random acts of terror, which is exactly what the snipers wanted. They were instead a complicated cover-up for their real target, John's ex-wife. The goal was to make it seem as though she had simply been another victim of the random shootings, so that Muhammad wouldn't be seen as a suspect. After several shootings, schools began keeping children indoors, and gas stations began to put up massive tarps for motorists to stand behind to block the snipers' view. Fear and hysteria spread like wildfire as the attacks continued, covered extensively by the media. Until October the 7th, the snipers had not yet targeted children. That all changed as soon as 13-year-old Iron Brown was shot and critically injured while being dropped off for school. After this, schools promptly closed. However, this is where the team of snipers also made their first mistake. When they shot Iron Brown, they were not in their blue Chevy Caprice, but they fired from a concealed position on a wood line, and this meant that they left a shell casing behind. They also, however, left something that they intended the police to find, a tarot card, or death card, with a message on the back reading, "Dear Mr. Policeman, call me God. Do not release to the press." This was their way of establishing communication with the police and proving that they were the real snipers. Later, fingerprint evidence extracted from the Benjamin Tasker Middle School shooting proved useful in convicting them. The two eventually got careless, however, and would ultimately lead to their takedown. On October 19th, they attempt to open lines of communication with the police, when they leave a 4-page note at one of their crime scenes, asking for $10 million and threatening more children. Lee Boyd Malvo! State Police, we have a warrant for your arrest! Come out of the building or we will go in! Lieutenant, breach the door. Upon communicating with Malvo and Muhammad by phone, they mentioned an unsolved shooting the previous month, on September 21st, in Montgomery, Alabama. Police reopen the case and discover that there was a tactical weapons and gear magazine dropped at the crime scene, and a fingerprint found on it matched 17-year-old Lee Boyd Malvo. Investigators quickly trace Malvo to Muhammad and discover that Muhammad had an estranged wife living in the D.C. area. Police eventually tracked down the vehicle on the morning of October 24th, 2002.
This is the police. Come out with your hands above your head. We have the place surrounded.
In an incredible stroke of luck, the vehicle's former owner happened to see it parked in a rural rest stop in Maryland. Lee Boyd Malvo! John Allen Muhammad! You are surrounded! Step out of the car with your hands raised into the air! The team of snipers were apprehended by a SWAT team without incident, ending the 23 days of terror.
My man's cut. 7.